let's talk about that too. A lead generating website. Like in the business world, those terms mean a lot, but in healthcare, sometimes people just don't know what that means. And, certainly they're not teaching it in chiropractic college. I don't know what they taught you, but I never heard that.
Yeah.
What does a lead generating site mean? Like how do you know that it's effective? How do you know it's a good option, right? Like an antibiotic should kill bacteria. That's their job, right? So how do we know a lead generating website is doing good?
So let's put it this way. Let's say you have a website and you paid a developer 10 years ago to build it, and it's slow and it's clunky and it's difficult to get the information that you're looking for. And maybe you have an email in there, but it's not hyperlinked, so they can't click on it to email you directly. Or they're having a difficult time looking at the number on the screen and typing it into their phone because it's not hyperlinked. Or there is no contact us form, or there's no direct booking link to be able to book an appointment. Like these are all things that are very common for practices to have just older websites. And sure, some of the content may be there, but it's not digestible. It's not user friendly. It's not easy to get around. So
Or
what
it's
I
not authentic. Like when you look at some of these websites, you're like, dude, I've been in your office, man. This is not describing the place I went or the people I worked with or the services I saw. Like
right.
when you get some company that's built 1,000 dental websites and then they talk about, they build a chiropractic one and you're like, what? Like there's all this talk about cleanliness and you know not being in pain and or like gentle touch and all this, and I'm like, what are you doing? And then but if you go, oh yeah, for a kid going to the dentist, that makes sense, right? It's scary, like
Right.
having these weird instruments in your mouth. But I just laugh, like this doesn't sound. Or you go to a woman, a female practitioner is totally into like prenatal or pelvic floor health and stuff, and the website's talking about fitness and auto accidents. You're like, I don't think she got the pelvic floor issues from an auto accident, just gut feeling.
Right.
So
Yeah. Content is really important there for sure. Um, there's a lot of neat features that we have available to us now, and they don't need to break the bank. I love an FAQ section on a website that has a keyword search. I mean, people are looking for the info. And what
yeah,
I see a lot in healthcare marketing is you need to close the loop in that patient's brain or that client's brain. And what I mean by that is they are looking for a solution to a symptom. That's how they're searching online. They have X symptom. Do you provide the solution for their challenge? And if you're not immediately at least addressing that on your website or through your marketing, you've lost them.
yeah,
Mm. And there's some really neat tools we can use now. We can track user information on your website to see what pages they went on, how long they were on there, if they interact with an AI chatbot, and then the answers that were generated from that. So, I think when I talk about a lead generation website, like, yes, you want it to look nice and you want it to be pretty and you want it to, have a good vibe on it. But more than anything, like you're really trying to build trust with that client before they even step foot into the door.
I love it. I mean, the words trust are that's the biggest thing that healthcare is missing these days. And yeah, we always say, like, if they trust you, like our company's called TrustDrivenCare. If they trust you when they walk in the door, they're more likely to complete their care plan. They're more likely to refer their friends and family. They're more likely to do what you say you're going to do. They're not going to argue about price. Why would they argue about price? They trust you know what you're doing. They trust that it's the right solution and that the price is correct. And but so many companies just don't focus on building that, and they look at it as how convenient is it for the office of the clinic to get this person in our system, not when that person comes in, what are they feeling or doing? For example, one thing that we always recommend with our approach is, remember, you pulled into your parking lot 1,000 times. How many times has that new patient pulled in your parking lot? In
Hmm.
so many medical practices, it's like you should go in the door on the left or not on the right, or it looks like something from the street, or doesn't look at all like a medical practice from the main street, but when you kind of pull in the parking lot, then you see the front door. Whatever it is, send a picture of what your patient's going to go through and like circle the door to go in, or say like use this elevator, or don't park in these red spots because you'll get towed, like whatever it is. But imagine for a second it's the first time going there. And I've had that belief for a long time. And recently I was reading a thing in Google, and I thought it was an article Google put out about how Medicare age people, how their behavior changes. And part of it is Medicare age, you're dealing with a lot more medical appointments just in general.
Right.
But something like 40% of them will drive to or drive by the office a few days before their appointment. And just think about that. Like, why would they do that? These are also people who go to a lot of appointments, and it's like, yeah, because there's high anxiety, especially if, as a chiropractor, like if you're limping in because your back is killing you, I don't want you to have to walk an extra 200 yards because you parked in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
All of that stuff leads to that building of trust.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Trust Driven Insights, brought to you by TrustDrivenCare. Imagine a world where all your patient communication is in one place, seamless, effortless, and on autopilot. That's the power of Trust-Driven Care. If you're ready to streamline your practice, check out TrustDrivenCare.com and see what's possible. Trust-Driven Insights, real conversations, smarter care, stronger business.